Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Karma on Deck. This is your weekly reading for the sign of Cancer for August 25th, 2021. We're going to take a look and see what is going on for you. Like I was just saying to Gemini, we have Mercury retrograde coming up at the end of September. So I'd like to talk about what that Mercury retrograde is going to be looking like. And probably next week we'll be talking about that. So we can actually plan for what kind of energy is coming so we can be intentional about it. I mean, I don't want to be kicked by Mercury retrograde straight in the nards. I'd like to plan for it. So let us take a look and see what's going on for you as of now. Okay, here we go. I just flipped them upside down. Sorry for making you stare at me while I do this. Okay, first card that comes out is Seven of Swords. So some things are coming up for you that seem to be, I should say, unlocking, right? So you have this card where the Seven of Swords tells us things are going to be getting easier. I was looking at the Six of Swords in the Gemini reading, but this card right here, Seven of Swords, shows the preceding card where, or even the after one of the other ones shows him holding a fistful of swords by the blade. And even one is on his nose. This is the one that comes right after where he actually lets go of them. So there's this moment where you have things releasing for you, which is going to be great. Moving forward, I'm also seeing the Page of Wands, which is education or even taking a course, like an online course or something that will get you some training. This could be anything like CEUs, or it would be even going back to school for a training. I know a Cancer who's going back to school. That's my girl, Sally. So we've got the Page of Wands, Seven of Cups, which is overwhelm, the Fool card, opportunity, and the Ten of Cups, which is balance. In addition to that, we have the Lovers card, which tells us that there is a little bit of this push and pull, the masculine and the feminine, the decisions and the surrender, like this back and forth that's going on for you, right? So we see the Star card. Cancer's really looking at whether things are in alignment spiritually. And then you have the Ten of Swords, where you feel like everything around you is blocking you from what it is that you want to do. The Ace of Coins tells us you're on a new beginning, a new path, and things are about to start over. You're going to have a refresh. You're going to refresh the page, so to speak. Ha, Aphrodite. So I'm also seeing the Fool card, okay? The Fool card is about opportunity and crossroads. If you look here, the Fool card is not about what decision you make, but there's definitely this decision that needs to be made and movement going forward, but you're tossing this back and forth, a little bit like Gemini was playing. But if you look here, the Ten of Cups tells us that you have support coming from outside, right? So you have the more you lean in, the more the universe is rising up to meet you. So this card right here has to do with balance and cups, which is love. And love tells us that anything that you're doing with this kind of energy will be beautiful, it will be pleasant, it'll be joyful, everything Venus, right? All Venus energy, baby. Okay, so we also have here the Page of Coins. So what the Page of Coins talks to us about is the thought process that goes on with how we're going to financially negotiate, right? So the Page of Coins, how am I going to move? How am I going to take this class? How am I going to find the time, right? So this card right here is about our maze, the things that we're doing with that. We have the Four of Cups, meeting new people, Ace of Cups, which is new beginnings. So I wouldn't be surprised if you got more aces at this point. We have the Ace of Coins, which is money. Ace of Cups and Ace of Coins are new beginnings. And I always say that love and money operate at the same time. They always expand one another. When you got a new job, you have a tendency to want to, when you get your first couple paychecks, you want to be paying for things for your home or getting back in alignment with your budget. Or if you got a really big bonus, you tend to want to do more things with your kids or for yourself. Same thing with love. Like you're having a little good going on. You got some cuddles and some good attention. The next thing you know, you're like much more easy to deal with that work. You're more excited about being there. Those two tie in oftentimes. I like to see that for you. I see the Queen of Swords for you. Now, you heard me talking in Gemini about the Queen of Swords being our bitch card, because sometimes when people aren't used to us operating decisively or being clear about what we say we want for ourselves. Like if someone asks us to go somewhere and we go, no, thank you. They go, well, why not? And then you have to explain yourself. And they're uncomfortable with hearing no from you or even hearing you be decisive when you haven't usually been. And so it comes as a surprise. And they're like, wow, she's being bitchy. No, you're just speaking your mind. And if people aren't used to hearing that, they kind of buck a little bit. But here we have the Queen of Swords. For you, this reference is about walking away from a dead tree. Those are both a lot of the energy that goes on with the swords. It's very decisive energy. But if you look here at this Queen of Swords in this deck, it's representative of walking away from things that aren't serving you. And therein lies the overwhelm. How do I do this gracefully? How do I do this with the greatest benefit to me, my family, my money? And then the cool thing that I see, this is beautiful, by the way, Cancer. I just love all of this energy. We have the Six of Swords, and this was in play. And I love how similar cards and similar energy plays with the signs differently, because no matter how much I shuffle, you guys get similar energy in a different way. It's like different shades of red or different shades of purple. Like there's lilac and indigo. You never really can just say purple, right? So the Six of Swords is things getting easier, right? The swords are pointing away from you. And with the Ten of Cups, if you look at this beautiful balance, I'm going to mess these up, but that's okay. So we have the Ten of Cups, Six of Swords, where'd the other one go? Ace of Cups, Ace of Coins. We also have the Queen of Swords, but I want to talk about one more card that goes with all of these besides the Queen of Swords. So these decisions that you're making are going to have this kind of effect on your life. And if you look at the Star card is our Aquarius card, and it has to do with hope, just as Holly Hope texts me. And she pops up on my screen with a heart. Hello, Holly. So this is your hope card, right? This is the card for being in alignment. And if you notice here, I just love this card in this deck. If you notice here, we have our little dragon. Our little dragon is looking into the waters, right? And she's got these two cups. So sometimes the Temperance card is the cups going back and forth with the cups, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. With the Star card, they're looking at their reflection, but if you notice in this one, they're looking to the stars, right? And the stars are telling us what is in perfect alignment. And so this card is all about hope for the things that you want to do and hope for the things that you have put in play already. And it's beautiful. It tells you're in alignment. It tells you that you have the right kind of energy to be looking forward to. Hi, Juan. I love you too. So let's take a look and see what's going on for you with the your Cancer moon reading. So this is your general spread, and I always do those first, and then we're going to look at your moon reading, which tells us how you're thinking and feeling. So for some of you who know this is your Cancer moon, and some of you this might just apply to your sun sign. Okay, so book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. There's classes coming up. There's a body positivity one you can find on my Instagram and on my Facebook. I'm looking for a location for it. My location fell through. It would have been announced before now, so I put it out there just so I can make my intentions clear. There's also classes, spiritual mentorship, and one-on-one readings. karmaondeck.com. Meditation tonight, by the way, at Breathe, so come see me. All right, here we go. Cancer moon. Ooh, the Magician is in play. Really, really good at starting to express your emotions here. This is the Magician card. The Magician is Mercury. It talks about being vocal. It talks about being on the move. We have the Chariot card, which talks to us about a move, a literal move, like out of the area, changing your life, doing things differently. We have the Three of Swords. Let me make sure I'm streaming even. Okay. Checking my tech. Okay, so I have Three of Swords, which is our card for miscommunication. So you're having a hard time trying to decide whether it's landing right. And I feel like in the past, you haven't been able to articulate these things quite the same, but this is going to change for you. Now, you have the Page of Pentacles, which tells us about new beginnings. You kind of don't like having to be on the fly. However, you will find yourself in some movement coming up. You also have the Tower card. Now, whether this is past or a dark night of the soul, or it's a moment where you feel as if you have to make some change, you have the Queen of Wands directly preceding it, following it. The Queen of Wands is about like how you're looking, like how you're going to show up in these next phases through this crisis is going to be beautiful. You're going to be preserving all of that. You've got the Emperor. Interesting, because now Emperor and Empress doesn't always have to do with male and female. They have to do with divine feminine, divine masculine. Yes, the Emperor is the father, the Empress is the mother, but it also has to do with rulership and how we lead and how we direct ourselves. So if we're looking at a personal reading for yourself, and this being the Gemini moon, this is about leadership for you, right? So the Emperor is all about how you're going to go forward with these next steps in a direct, concise, forward, maybe even possibly an aggressive way. You might do the whole hell no, this is how we're going to do it thing with it. Doesn't necessarily mean you've got to be grouchy about it, but this is definitely a change for you into where, or maybe it's just slipping more into it, because I don't feel like this is going to be uncomfortable. I am seeing the 10 of Wands, which is burden, carrying a lot, having to be, what you're a steward over, what your duty is to. I'm also seeing the 4 of Wands, which is commitment. So what are you committed to? Beautifully congruent. For those of you that are on the cusp of both Gemini and Cancer, I would look at these two readings together, because if you look, we have the Hierophant for you too. So this is a little bit about I already know, right? Or I know. So you already know what it is you're supposed to do. The Hierophant is about higher education and learning, but it's also about a state of mind. The Hierophant's about our faith. Hierophant is about what is it you think you know, and who is it you're looking to lead you? Because the Hierophant often talks to us about faith and what it is we believe and what we know to be true. We have the Hangman, which is a lot of energy that's playing with delays. So don't kick yourself if some of these things that you have plans or intend to do don't have a little bit of that delay or in between energy, because I'm seeing a little bit of that. We do have the Sun card, so if you can just hang on, kind of like Gemini is doing, and get through the next little phase, it's going to be fine. You have the Sun card telling us so. And I do see for you as well the 7 of Cups, which tells us there's going to be a little bit of that, oh my God, how am I going to get this all done thing, right? And don't lose any sleep over it. I feel like Gemini or Cancer's got a lot of sleep disturbances right there. Maybe some insomnia. It's transitional. It's not going to stick around. All right, I'm going to pull a card from... I'm over here breaking shit. Divination of the Ancients, and give you an oracle card for the remainder of your reading, for your focus for the week. You ready? Astrology. Wow. Let's talk about Mercury retrograde coming up. Perhaps you have this little dysfunction in your brain going, oh no, I have a lot of things to do before Mercury retrograde, or maybe you're thinking about astrology, but what is it that your destiny is? Are you leaning into more of what it is you're supposed to do, Cancer? Because this is telling you the timing is just about right. And timing has to do with everything right now. Also, if you look astrology, like pay attention to the aspects that are going on, especially in your house sign, your houses, your signs, and take a look at what the daily aspects are with the moon and see what's affecting your decision. Maybe it's something you can just wash off. I want to thank you for hanging out with me, love and light. I am going to come right back on after this, and I am going to do Leo. So thank you for your patience. I will catch you on the flip side.